What's up, y'all? So I'm back with another chart breakdown. Today we have AMD, and we're looking at the weekly chart because you can see, bigger time frames, bigger moves over multiple weeks and years on a stock. So here, as you can see, I've drawn this uptrend from October of 2022 all the way up until here, and then I've drawn this downtrend from March of 2024 all the way until here. You see, I had a little mini uptrend here that cracked to the downside, and we got a nice move right here. But what I want to point out is this uptrend of since 2022 has just broken to the downside, right? And it happened right at about 134, and from that 134 we got to move down to 128, and it bounced up a little bit. Now it's at around 128.35. So what do? We go look at the day it happened, which was yesterday, right? You get a gap down right to the bottom of the channel, and then you get the crack of the uptrend from 2022 to the downside, and you get about a 4 point move that day, and then it opens a little bit higher, but then you get another 3 point move down. So if you would have bought right at 134 and jumped the gun right on the crack down, you could have gotten a 134 to 128 move, which is a great move. 6 points on AMD probably could have got you anywhere from 60 to 80%, maybe a little more possibly. But if you want to get in that trade and be safe and wait for the confirmation, you could have waited for this hourly close, right? And why is it important to wait for the hourly close? Because you make sure you don't want to get faked out. So it jumps to the bottom of the channel, 134 cracks to the bottom, but then within that first hour, you see it close right at 33. And interesting enough, the reason why you draw levels is because the stocks always play off of certain levels. So as you can see, right, look at this line right here at 133, right? When we look at the weekly, go back and look at this weekly chart. Where do we see a line at? Sorry, let me do this. Where do we see a line at? Where do we see a where do we see a support at? I would say 133 touch right here. This is not, I wouldn't say this was a support. It touched right here and went up. It kind of faked out down here, and then after that it went up, came down right here. After that went up, touched down here. After that went up. So we know 133 is a good level. So what do we go look at after we look at the day chart? Okay, we see it crossed 133 to the downside. I mean 134 on the trend line. Then it also crosses 133, which is a previous bigger time frame support, and then we get that move down further. On the hourly, this is what it looks like. If you want to jump the gun at 134, cool. You could have gotten faked out right here because previously it's bounced from here and then popped back up. But once you see this right here, it closes right at 133, right? Fakes out down here, closes right at 133, and then it opens right here, goes above 133, looks like it's gonna bounce, and then it comes back down, right? This is personally where I would have bought. Once you see it fake back, try to get back up there, then it comes back down and closes right here. You could have bought this 132 close, or you could have bought, okay, it went up and came back down below 133. I would have bought right here. And then a confirmation for you to stay in the trade on the next hour is the fact that this was an indecision candle or a doji, whatever they want to call it. You see it open here, come touch 133, doesn't break above it, and continues back down. And then right after you see that candle, you see further selling pressure to the downside. So playing this 133 close right here or this 133 fake out up and then back down could have got you a 133.2 all the way to 128 move if you sold right here, which is a decent sized move on AMD, probably 60 to 80 or 90%. So, just make sure you're drawing your levels and looking at all your criteria within your chart because the levels are going to tell you where you should be getting in and where you should be looking for your entries or your exits.